It's a beautiful, beautiful day. In fact, it's been beautiful for 4 days in a row. We're in the high 60s, 70s. Just makes you want to come out, walk around, do stuff. There's gardens to weed. There's seeds to plant. There's a lawn to mow. So let's get on it. Plus, I hear the birds squawking. They need to be fed. So let's try to do all that stuff and put it in a video. Okay, let's go. It's a good day to take photos of scrub jays. They're flying in, they're eating peanuts. I'm taking their pictures. Grabbed 2 peanuts on that one. Got a photograph of that. You know it's spring, or early spring, when those crocuses start blooming, and those early spring flowers, the colors are so vibrant. So in the mail today, well actually it wasn't today, it was a couple days ago, I got my onion starts. I ordered these from Texas. And here they are. These are Walla Walla onions. I've planted these for, 3 or 4 years. They are wonderful, except they send too many, there's no way. In fact, last year I planted the whole bunch of them and we couldn't even eat all the onions that it produced. So maybe this year I won't plant as many, give some to my son or neighbors, and see if they want to plant them. But it's springtime, it's time to get to going. This is my 4-inch spacing block. I put the onions on either side of that, and I'm going to pick out like the largest ones. Look at that baby, that's a biggie. There's another biggie. So I'll plant these big ones. That means I'm going to have huge onions when it comes to harvest. Oh, they're nice, very nice. So I got my onions laid out like this. I've got the Karen's great-grandfather's planting stick, just some root from a tree, a couple 100 years old, I imagine. And I start putting these little boys and girls in the ground. And they're gonna do very well. So I'll get all of these in. And then I've got some other ideas I want to do today to start a garden. That's one row. Gotta get this guy in further. There we go. And I'll pat him in and I'll get all the rest of these put in too. I've also got some potatoes. Seed potatoes. I haven't planted potatoes in 20 years, but I thought we'd give it a try. 20 years ago, we'd get the potatoes and have to cut them up by the eyes, but according to this, you just plant this whole thing. As they grow, you add hay to the top of it or dirt. And when the potatoes start to get big, you pick them out, and hopefully we'll have potatoes. Well, it says that they need to be about 12 to 15 inches apart. I did 15. And 3 to 5 inches deep. So, let's do it. Maybe I'll make this even deeper. There's some good soil. I got worms going on down here. Probably ought to mark where I'm putting these guys too, so I know not to plant anything else in that area. Although this garden will be plenty full with what's going in. All right. The potatoes are planted, and tomorrow is St. Patty's Day, so the rumor is, although you're supposed to plant it by the moon on St. Patty's Day, obviously, well, we'll just say, look at all that moonlight and my shadow. Now I need to get some water on these, ladies and gentlemen. I always get to be like this, you know, it's about 70 degrees right now. One day before St. Patrick's Day. What's the chances it's going to freeze? Probably pretty good. Usually happens every year, so what I end up doing is I cover this whole thing with plastic. And somehow or other, everything manages to get through. I've never planted celery before, so this will be a first. Let's see how this works out. "12 inches apart. And you just bury them up to the size of the plant. These are starters. Some people start them from seeds. Other people start them from organic celery. I might try that later, some other time. They like moisture. Once I get all these in, I'll be learning how celery grows. Or not, I guess. I hope it grows. Now what I'm doing, I've got some compost here. I'm just going to kind of spread that around. My planting bed is actually an old Tupperware container. We were going to throw it out because we didn't need it, and I thought, well, could I actually try to grow something in it? I don't know if I can or not. We'll try. And then I can always put that cover on. If it gets cold at night, cover the plants. So I'll give these guys a douse of water, and we'll wait and see. I guess you could call these second generation bean seeds. I got these from the last crop I grew. Interesting to see if something will grow out of this. Now we wait, see if they bloom. In this area, I'll be planting tomatoes, but it's still too early for the tomatoes. Maybe, another couple months, and I'll have tomatoes in here. You like those big, juicy ones. Well, today is the first day of spring. And people like to do spring cleaning, that kind of stuff. But I've heard that because it's the first day of spring, it's the spring equinox. And that brooms will stand up by themselves. Let's see if that's really true. Well, they do. Is this some kind of magic? Is this some kind of spring fairies that are holding this thing up? I don't know. There it is. Spring equinox.